If you want to learn about the failure symptoms that the EGR valve can cause in your vehicle, I invite you to watch this entire video, since in this episode, we will cover the tests and solutions for the problems caused by this valve. The EGR valve is responsible for recirculating part of the exhaust gases back into the combustion chamber. The purpose of this recirculation is to reduce nitrogen oxide emissions, which are harmful pollutants to the environment. However, when this valve fails, the following symptoms may occur: engine RPM instability, excessive fuel consumption, loss of power, hesitation or jerking, difficulty starting, smell of raw, unburned fuel. This valve is equipped with a position sensor and a solenoid valve, which opens and closes depending on the commands of the engine control unit. The function of the wires is as follows. For the position sensor, we have 5 volts reference voltage, signal output, sensor ground. And for the valve actuator, we have 12 volts power supply, computer-controlled ground. As an important note, some valves have a constant battery ground, and the control is done through a computer-controlled positive signal. The first test you should perform is to remove the valve and identify the 2 solenoid pins, then connect 2 wires with female terminals. After that, connect them directly to the battery, one to positive and the other to negative. You will see and hear the valve activate, which indicates that the valve is operating correctly. If you notice that it does not activate, you will need to perform a thorough cleaning with carburetor cleaner, since one of the most common failures is the valve getting stuck due to carbon buildup. Another test you can perform on this valve is to measure the 5 volts reference voltage with a voltmeter. To do this, you must use the wiring diagram, which will show you the pin functions for both the EGR valve connector and the engine control unit connector. If you do not find the 5 volts reference, you will need to check continuity to the engine control unit. If there is no continuity, it is certain that you have damaged wiring, which must be repaired. You can test the sensor ground by using a test light by connecting one probe to battery positive and the tip of the test light to the sensor ground pin. The test light should illuminate, indicating a good ground circuit. If it does not illuminate, it means there is no ground supply, and you can temporarily provide a chassis ground if desired. To test the signal circuit, measure the voltage at the EGR position sensor signal wire with the connector plugged in. Then, manually move the valve stem. You will observe the signal voltage increase, which indicates that the sensor is working correctly. If the signal voltage does not change, the position sensor is faulty and the EGR valve must be replaced. I recommend watching the following videos, where you will learn about failure symptoms, reference voltages, and solutions for all the sensors in your vehicle.